good afternoon, Charlotte.
Oh, so nice to meet you. Good afternoon.
Charlotte, where are you from?
I live in New York City. I was born here.
From New York City. So how are you and how is your environment feeling right now these days?
Today, very anxious. I hadn't been that anxious, but there's been, I had a personal consequence of the virus in my own experience, but very conflicting information from the from New York State and how this is going to handle it. Yesterday, we were told that we would need to self-quarantine.
Okay.
Which means that everybody would stay indoors.
Yeah.
So last night, I didn't have sufficient food in the house, and last night I was just trying to obtain more deliveries. And then today, the governor said, no, we will not self-quarantine. So it's a bit crazy.
So you're a bit confused about what to do right now.
Well, it's that everything is happening at warp speed. Everything is happening so fast.
Yes.
And all of the changes are happening so rapidly. And it's hard for your own psyche to catch up with it, frankly.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that, yes. During the last days, could you make any observations in the area you're living in?
Yes.
Something curious or whatever?
Well, everybody is walking, except for some very young people. Most people are walking around, at least like that. A few people are wearing masks. Far from the majority, I would say the minority of people are wearing masks. Social distancing is a major issue. When you're online in the supermarket, everybody gets very anxious about how close one person is standing next to the other. Yet the supermarket is crowded with people trying to buy merchandise. So, okay, so that's one aspect. I don't know if I'm giving you a very clear picture. I think people are in shock. I mean, no one can quite believe that this is happening. Yesterday, when I first walked, I have pretty much stayed out of the fear mode until very, very recently. People are walking, so this is new for me too, in a sense. People are walking around, looks like zombies. People are frightened. People are walking slower than usual. This is such a fast-paced city. People are always, myself included, I walk quickly. Everything is done quickly. But that's changing. It's kind of a very surreal movie in slow motion.
That's interesting.
There's the overall frenzy, but when you look at the film, it's like slow pace. And I think it's shock. I think people are in shock. No one is quite believing it. And a week or so ago, life was pretty much as normal. And now it's it feels so, so different.
Yes, from one day to the other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We're experiencing the same here in Greece.
Are you? Yeah.
Yeah. Is there something that you would like to share with us and with the rest of the world?
What I pray for is peace. What I pray for is unity. And I pray that people reach out and help one another. I think that's happening. It's virtual. A lot of the online, the internet is so important now.
Mm-hmm.
And telephones and there's always a silver lining to every crisis. And I don't know what the silver lining is, but in my own mind, I say more unity. Let's not be one against the other. Let's be friends. Let's reach out. I am my brother and sister's keeper. We have to help each other. We really do. We have to help each other and support each other. And frequently, or sometimes, I should say, people who, for instance, New York City is a very, very dense city. There are 8 million people in this one city. New York State has the highest outbreak of any state in the country. And that's because of the density. So the rate of spread is faster here than in other places. So sometimes when I speak to people, or I text with people in other countries, they don't get it. And what I really request is understanding, is that not all cities are the same, not all places are the same, not all countries are the same. Everyone is experiencing it, but it's to different degrees, depending on the environment. The environment is everything. No matter what you're talking about, the environment is the context. So I am not calm at the moment. I aim for calm in myself. I heard recently a saying, and it really touched me. If you can't shake someone's hand, then do some act of love. If you can't shake someone's hand, send them love from your heart. Give them a smile. Go home and send emails to people you don't usually connect with. Just in absence of the social connection, let's connect in other ways. Let's open our hearts in other ways, so that in part we can overcome this social isolation, and in part we can strengthen old connections, perhaps form new ones. Let people know you care. Let people know you're thinking about them. I did that last week. I was just called to send emails to all of my cousins. I'm not in contact with my cousins typically. And I just said, I wanted to tell you I love you. I hope everybody is safe. I'm wishing you well. And everybody was so grateful.
Yes.
And that's another thing, we're talking about virus here, but other things can go viral. Gratitude can go viral. Grateful for the connections that we have to people, grateful for the people in our lives, grateful for whatever it is. That can also go viral. So let's do it, let's I don't know. Let's pick your virus. Maybe it's friendship, maybe it's love, maybe it's telephone calls. Let it go viral.
Yeah, that's so powerful what you said.
Well,
It's really
must be
powerful.
we're
Let's go
talking to me.
viral.
This is just answering right now, but
Yeah,
I mean, there are other things that can go viral. So let it not be let us override the coronavirus with new programming, with a programming of connection and unity, and let's override this that way, if possible. I don't know. I'm a very spiritual person, not a religious person so much as a very spiritual person, and I believe. I believe, that's all. What can I say? I believe. And I think that, I don't know how this started. Certainly disharmony, a lack of coherence on some level on the planet. But if we're coherent, then I don't know what we can do, but it has to be better than incoherence.
Yeah. Charlotte, thank you very much for your open words, for your short stories from New York City.
Blessings to you, and I wish you all the best in Greece.
Thank you very much. Wish you all the best also.
Okay. Have a beautiful day.
You too. Thank you.